So a very good evening to all of you. It's a pleasure to welcome Dr. Aniket Sule and all of you for the second talk this evening, which will be on multidisciplinary and holistic education. Just a brief introduction to Dr. Aniket Sule, a friend and colleague from the Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education of the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. He's a faculty member there and has a wide range of interests related to education. His interests include astronomy talent nurture programs, history of astronomy in India, promotion of scientific temper in society, physics and mathematics education research, astronomy education research, and of course, research in astrophysics. He specialized in solar astrophysics. And he's been so passionate about it, he's led India's participation in the astronomy Olympiads for many years, which has led to an excellent performance by the Indian teams, which have invariably always come back with a rich haul of medals. He is currently president of the International Olympiad on Astronomy and Astrophysics and was general secretary of the same organization from 2017 to 2022 before taking over as the president. He holds a number of other positions as well, which includes chair of the National Astronomy of Education Coordinators Group. He is co-chair of the IAU, which is the International Astronomical Union Working Group on Professional Amateur Collaboration, and deputy manager of the more recently established International Astronomical Union Center, Astronomical Union Office of Astronomy for Education Center, established in India. And this was done largely due to his enthusiasm and pushing AYUCA and TIFR to actually do it. So thank you very much, Aniket, for making the time to speak to us today on the theme of holistic and multidisciplinary education. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Zakia. So let me begin with what is multidisciplinary education. And I went through the NEP documents number of times earlier. Also, again, I revised all the documents by UGC and AICTE. But what I find is there are a lot of words mentioned there, and I find it like it is too difficult to understand for my taste. So I'm going to translate those words in simpler terms and give something which is more practical for you to think about. So at the end of the day, what we mean by multidisciplinary education is a student should be able to learn things that interest him or her. So like when I was a student, for example, I was doing physics because I was interested in astronomy. But at the same time, I would have liked if I could learn a course in, say, archaeology or a course in Marathi literature. I would have really liked that. But that time, we did not have such options. If you want to do BSc, you have to take all courses related to science. There was some foundation course, which was, again, the syllabus was strictly defined by the university. You could not choose to study what you would like along with your major subject. So NEP wants to change this system. What in future should happen is there should not be any hard boundaries as science, arts, commerce, or for that matter, engineering, law, tourism, management, design. No such hard boundaries. There would be higher education institute which will be offering all these options to all different courses, and then students can choose courses from any of these things. So for example, while doing BSc in physics, I already mentioned, suppose I want to do a course on archaeology, I should be able to do that. While doing MBBS, I want to take a course on philosophy. Why not? I should be able to do that. While doing BA in economics, if I want to do course in astronomy, because I like stars, I should be able to do that. That is the whole idea of multidisciplinary education. And this is something which happens in other countries. For example, in US, if students take admission to a university without committing to any specialization. So some of them already know that what they want to do. They want to become a lawyer or tax consultant, or they want to take science in future, or after the first degree they want to go for medical. Some of them know that. Some of them don't know. They just want to understand learn what are the different options out there, and then decide what they would like to specialize in. And some of them would not even like to specialize. So US allows that option. You can do special, you can join a university for their bachelor's program, and after 2 or 3 semesters you can choose a specialization. They call it declaring a major, and do more courses in that specialization while continuing to take some other courses from other disciplines. Even after you declare specialization, you are not stopped from taking some other courses. You can continue to do that. Or if you don't want to do a specialization, if you think that studying only one subject too deep is not what you would like to do, you would like to get a more broad understanding of many different disciplines, then you can do that. And then you will take courses from many disciplines. And if you get if you complete enough number of courses, at the end you can still get a degree. So why we need this kind of multidisciplinary education? Because in today's world, we require a multidisciplinary skill set. And we should provide opportunities for students to acquire such skill set. I will give you one example, again, from my own thing. Professor Saikia mentioned I did my PhD in solar physics. After that, I was always interested in history, but after that, I thought I can do some work on history of astronomy in India. And then what I realized after I started working in that area, that if you really want to understand history of astronomy in India, if you're working with Sanskrit text, you should know Sanskrit properly. Not just the language, but you should also know the linguistic rules. If you want to go back and do cultural astronomy, then you should understand anthropology. If you want to reconcile what you find from the astronomical results with actual history, then you have to understand how archaeology works. So for research work, also often you need multidisciplinary skill sets. If you look at bioinformatics departments of most universities abroad, they would be teeming with physicists. But even beyond that, you look at these are the specialist jobs. Scientists, there are not too many people who after graduation will become scientists. They will be like 1%, 2% people. But what about others? Most back jobs don't require a subject specialization. Like if you take banking, government service, business, entertainment, you don't really have to teach them 3 courses in quantum mechanics and 2 courses in nuclear physics to take a job in banking. Then most Indian students, the problem is even worse because they even don't know what they should do. Because somebody in their one of their neighbors or one of their relatives took up such and such course, they would just take up the same course. Even when I was doing BSc, so people who wanted to people who had decided already that they will be taking physics in the 3rd year, they had 2 choices in Mumbai University, most common choices. One was taking a combination of physics, chemistry, and mathematics. Other was taking combination of physics, mathematics, and statistics. Now, in my case, I had some people whom I knew who had done physics background, and they suggested that, see, the kind of things which you want to do, say astronomy, something like that, statistics will be very useful for you. So I took physics, math, stats combination. Many of my friends in the class, they just took physics, chemistry, maths because they did not know what statistics is. So they just, हाँ केमिस्ट्री मालूम है, चलो केमिस्ट्री कर लेते हैं 1 साल, दिन बाद में सोचेंगे. That is and that is true for most of the Indian students even today. They don't know what they want to do and why they want to do that. So if you can give them chance in the 1st year to explore more things and then choose their path, then probably they may many more of them can succeed in life than what we see currently. So this first example I already mentioned. Another example, let's say pharma executive. If you really want to be a top level executive in a pharma industry, you should understand infections which comes from biology. You have to produce those medicines, so you have to understand inorganic chemistry, how those chemical molecules, which cases they will be stable and how it can be added to a pill. You have to understand statistics to understand how to judge efficacy of your new medicine, and you have to know marketing to market your medicine. If you are a government officer in a rural area, for example, you have to deal with agricultural issues. So you have to understand biosciences, be it from the animal husbandry point of view, or if you want to do actual agricultural, botany point of view. Then you have to understand economics, how businesses work, how education works, because in rural government offices, they will be in charge of various issues related to rural development. Or a teacher, general, it can be a teacher from any discipline, but beyond your subject knowledge, you should also understand pedagogy. So typically, presently, what is recommended for school teachers and junior college teachers is you do a B.Ed after doing your graduation. But this B.Ed is going to be phased out in the long run. But so pedagogy, knowledge of pedagogy is also essential. You have to also understand psychology of learners. So there are many jobs which require multidisciplinary skill set, and that you have to guide your students to adopt such an approach. So if you look at NEP document, then it mentions various things like India has this long tradition of holistic and multidisciplinary learning, whereas they have mentioned this 16 vidyas and 64 kalas, which are recognized in various texts. And those kalas included many things, from pottery to dance to dramatics. Many such things are kalas, and vidyas are also related to how to govern, how to teach. Those were vidyas. And typically, those who were learning in those years, they were trying to get expertise in more than one thing. They were not restricting themselves to only one of these things. And that is the example which NEP gives to drive home the point that we have to go back to that system. Another statement which they have mentioned is, so undergraduate education integrating humanities and arts with STEM leads to positive learning outcomes. That is what research has shown in other contexts, not in Indian context, but other contexts. Research has definitely shown that. For example, you can get increased creativity, innovation, critical thinking, problem solving, teamwork, communication, social. All this can happen if we really adopt this multidisciplinary education idea from its spirit, not just do changes at the surface level, just actually adopt the spirit of multidisciplinary education. All these changes can happen. So holistic multidisciplinary education aims to develop human capacities in intellectual, aesthetic, social, physical, emotional, and moral ways. As I said, there are a lot of words, and usually that my style is not talking in all these heavy words. I like to keep it simple and practical. Another thing, why multidisciplinary education is important, NEP and all the other documents keep emphasizing multidisciplinary education can really enhance your critical thinking. Critical thinking and scientific temper are the words which get mentioned very often. So a good question can be, what is critical thinking? So in simpler words, I will say a critical thinking is ability to observe the world around us, analyze what we observe, based on that analysis, conceptualize or hypothesize what can be the governing principle, reason out whether your hypothesis is consistent with your analysis, do self-reflection, then synthesize all your data with your hypothesis to come up with a well-rounded theory, and finally communicate what you have learned. This entire process is what is critical thinking. And what we should always remember, if you look at any writing about critical thinking, the most important part about critical thinking is not something which you apply only inside your classroom. Critical thinking should be our guide to all our beliefs and actions. We say science is there in every walk of your life, but you can say that critical thinking is there in everything you do. So if you want to study human behavior, you can use the same principle. If you want to study at a bacteria's bacterial behavior, not behavior is wrong word, but how if you want doing some experiments with bacteria, you can use same principle. Outside the study fields of study, you want to look at how people will behave with each other, you can still use the same principle. So critical thinking is really our guide to everything we do in our life. And India has, again, I should mention, has a very long tradition of critical thinking, which NEP also quite rightly recognizes. For example, Ajit Keshkambli, this is a figure which is mentioned by many people. We don't have any of his writings available, but he was like, I think, if I remember correctly, in around late Mauryan era. And Ajit Keshkambli is known as the first, I will not say atheist, but first person to reject blind belief. So his teachings, as we know from other writings, is anything that cannot be experienced, I would say that it does not exist. So he took this hard stance that if you want me to believe something, you have to show me some proof for it, for that to exist. Similarly, we also have, so Ajit Keshkambli is part of this Buddhist tradition. At the same time, you can also look at Charvak tradition, or what we also call as Lokayat school of philosophy. They also took a similar stance of basing their all their actions on observations and analysis of those observations, and not accepting something just because somebody said so. So critical thinking, I can give many names. Some people would like to say it is evidence-based reasoning. Some people would like to say scientific temper. More or less, there's very similar things. So if you ask what is evidence-based reasoning or critical thinking, so I have listed out some very things which I think are the central to this idea. This is not a one word, one sentence definition or any such attempt. The many ideas which together form this cluster of ideas together form what we call as critical thinking or evidence-based reasoning. First is rationality. Rationality is encourage the use of reason and logic in understanding the world and reject the superstitions and unfounded beliefs. Empiricism, that is, claims and hypotheses should be tested through observation, experimentation, and data collection. Skepticism, questioning claims and demanding evidence before acceptance. At the same time, remaining open to changing views in light of new evidence. Open-mindedness, willing to consider and evaluate different viewpoints and new evidence, even if they challenge existing belief. Objectivity, aiming to minimize personal biases and emotions that may influence the scientific process. Hypothesis testing, subject every hypothesis to empirical scrutiny, that is actual observations, experimentation, data collection, and using the results, either you can refine your hypothesis or reject your hypothesis. And evidence-based reasoning is always progressive and cumulative, that is building on previous discoveries and evolving as new evidence emerges. Now, here I saw many people give many different definitions of what is evidence-based reasoning or scientific temper or critical thinking. But this one definition I found the simplest and most effective. This is I can say this is like jitna sabut utna yakin, or greater the evidence, greater the trust. And this is given by one of these people. Do people know who these people are? Do any of the audience members, do they know who these people are?
Yeah, I think one of them is Gauri Lankesh.
One
Yes.
is Narendra Ji
Dabol.
Dabolkar.
Yeah.
Yes. And so first one on the left side is Gauri Lankesh. Second one is M.M. Kalburgi. And third one is Comrade Govind Pansare. And fourth one is Dr. Narendra Dabolkar. So out of this, Dabolkar was the one who gave this definition for scientific temper. And it is very simple yet very appealing. Now, why I have put these four pictures together? Any idea? So these four people, they were very active in propagating the idea of scientific think and rational thinking. And for that reason, they were murdered by people who did not like that our society is thinking in rational ways. They would like our society to remain irrational. And for that reason, they murdered these people. And so when our NEP says that we should promote critical thinking, we should promote scientific temper, then it is apt that we remember sacrifice of these people. So presently, our UG program works something like this. Regular our bachelor's programs, you take admission after class 12th, and you go through 6 semesters, you get bachelor degree, you go out, then you independently take admission to your master's program. So people with bachelor's degree enter master's program. You spend 4 semesters, you come out with a master's degree. Then if you go to so-called vocational programs, professional programs. So professional programs, that is engineering or medicine, pharmacy. So there, the typical system is that you take admission after class 12th, you spend 8 semesters, you get a bachelor's degree, you come out. If you want, you can apply for master's degree separately. So you, after bachelor's degree, you can enter again some college, spend 3 to 4 semesters, and with a master's degree, you come out. NEP wants to transform this. The new UG program, which is being proposed. So first of all, it will be same structure across disciplines. There will not be like 3-year degrees for BA and BSc, but 4-year degrees for engineering. That distinction will go away. Second big change, there will be possible entry and exit after every year. And total duration of your program can be up to 7 years. That means you should be able to take breaks in your studies. Maximum 3 years of break should be possible. And you can also change institution at intermediate stage, because in principle, you can take exit at some point, take a break of 1 year, maybe come back, not necessarily to the same institute, but some other institute, and continue. And although you may be registered in one institute, you should be able to take courses from other institutes or some approved online portals. How this will work? So you will have semesters, which are about, each semester will be 15 to 16 working weeks, which means 2 regular semesters every year. For example, if you also account for some holidays in between, you can still say like June 15 to October 31 is one semester. and November 15 to March 31st is another semester. This is just an example. There is no hard and fast rule about these dates. But that such these periods are about 18 weeks, and if you account for holidays, you can still have 15 to 16 working weeks in that. This 15 to 16 working weeks is including exams. So you don't have to account for exams separately. And then between end of your winter semester and start of the next monsoon semester, you can also have a summer semester, which can operate as a makeup semester. In the sense, people who have failed some courses, they can repeat the courses in that semester. And there are also other uses of the summer semester that I'll come a bit later. Here, what they're proposing, that instead of saying we are used to calling like so many papers. First year, there are 2 papers per subject. Then second year, there are 3 papers per subject. Final year, there are 6 papers in bachelor, typical of our BSc program. So instead of papers, what we will start counting is credits. So credits are counted as like 1 credit point for if you have 1 lecture hour per week for 1 whole semester. Or if you have tutorials also, that is also counted as 1 credit point. For practicals, you have to do 2 hours of practical to get 1 credit point. So what I mean, suppose I'm teaching a course, and for that, as a theory course, and for that course, every week I take 3 lectures and 1 hour of tutorial. 3 hours of lectures, 1 hour tutorial. And if I keep doing this for 1 whole semester, that is 3 plus 1, I am doing 4 hours of work every week. So that course will be worth 4 credits. If we are doing practicals, then if I'm doing a practical of 4 hours practical for each week, and I do it for whole semester, that is worth 2 credits, not 4 credits. For practicals, it is half. And what they are saying is typically a student should register for 20 credits per semester. Okay. And the courses can be 1 to 4 credits as per allotted time. Now, this they have said that 1 to 4 credits. The next line is what I am saying. It is not there in any UGC document, but UGC document allows you this flexibility. It doesn't say that this is not possible. And this is a practice which is already prevalent in IITs and ISERs. What is the practice? That you can do a short burst course or half semester course. Means, for example, in IITs and ISERs, suppose there is some very reputed scientist from some foreign university who is visiting that in IIT, but that visit is going to be only for 2 months. Then what they will do, they will rearrange the timetable such that in 2 months, that person will be able to do say 30 hours of teaching. And if that person is able to do 30 hours of teaching in those 2 months, then you say, okay, it is a half semester thing, but still it is 2 credit course, 30 hours of teaching ho gaya. If you really make space and allow the person to do 60 hours of teaching in 2 months, then it may be a 4 credit course which is only half semester long. There is no harm in that. If you have a visitor program, then you can definitely do that. Similarly, sometimes people are there only for a week or 2 weeks, and then maybe 30 hours, 60 hours in 2 weeks is not possible without completely stopping everything else. But what IITs and ISERs do, that they suggest, okay, you're going to come here for 1 week or 10 days. In those, for 2 weeks or 2 weeks, you teach for 15 hours total, and we'll accept it as a 1 credit course. And as I said, all the UC documents which I have gone through, they don't stop you from doing such thing, because they know that this is something which is through which you can get very good teachers from other places to come and teach in your institute. It doesn't say that this is allowed, but it doesn't say it's not allowed. So this under this multiple entry, multiple exit thing, what they are going to do is, if you get 40 credits completed, if a student gets 40 credits completed, remember 20 credits per semester. So 40 credits is 1 year, 2 semesters. And then the student also gets 4 summer credits. I'll explain what summer credits are. Then that student can get a certificate and go out. If the student completes 80 credits, then the student can get diploma and go out. If the student completes 120 credits, then you can award a bachelor's degree and the student can go out. If it is 160 credits, you can award a bachelor with honors. And if it is 200 credits, 5 full years, then it can be master's degree. There is also this bachelor's with honors in research, which is also 160 credits, but it is only it will be offered only to a few. So the structure now would look like this. After class 12, you take admission. 2 semesters, 20 credits each. You complete 40 credits. If you want, if you are fed up with what you are doing, you can do a vocational internship in summer. 4 weeks of internship, you will get 4 credits equivalent. And then you can request the institute that I don't want to continue my studies, at least for the time being. Institute will award you a certificate and you can go out. This will happen for very few cases. Most other people will continue in semester 3 and 4, and they will take 40 more credits. But in second year, somebody who has got certificate from some other institute or had taken a certificate and left earlier can also come back and directly take admission in second year. So at the end of 2 years, again, similar thing will happen. If you have 80 credits, you can tell institute that, okay, I want diploma and go out. That should be allowed. Others will continue to third year.
Sir, one question.
Yes.
After the first year, okay, what kind of certificate we give?
So it is
not diploma.
It is called certificate course. So
certificate course. Okay.
Yeah. So a certificate. So it is less than diploma. It's a new thing.
New thing.
Yeah. Extramural courses also had this certificate course in archaeology and all those things in many universities. So those kind of things. Okay. Similarly, people who had taken diploma and left earlier can rejoin in the third year. After third year, some people can go out with bachelor's degree, but that is not default option. Default option is most people should continue in the fourth year and complete bachelor with honors. Now, after that, last year.
Sir, one more question, sir.
Yes.
Do any countries following this kind of patterns right now, or okay, we are introducing for the first time?
So the 4-year bachelor program is very common.
Yes.
But this every year entry exit, I don't think it is very common in many places.
Okay, thank you.
So most people should complete 8 semesters, go out with bachelor's honors, but some of them will also continue for 2 more semesters and then also get master's degree. So that is a new UG program which is getting proposed. This year already it is being implemented for the first year. The new pattern is getting introduced. In 2-3 more years, the entire program will be set up in this way. So now there is a concept of major and minor. Earlier we had said we used to have like BSc in physics, BA in economics, BA in say philosophy and so on. So we used to say that there is special main subject, and then there are other subjects which you already also studied. So here it is rephrased as major. Major is your primary area which you want. So whatever we used to call earlier BSc in physics, now we will call BSc with major in physics. And to call some subject as your major, you should, out of all the credits, so 160 credits in your 4-year bachelor honors, 50% of that, so 80 credits will be from your major discipline. So it can, and remaining 80 credits can be from other disciplines. If students want, they can also take a minor. What is minor? Minor is a secondary area of specialization, which can be from the same discipline or can be from some another unrelated discipline. In the sense, if we say a physics department will say that in addition to our regular BSc honors, we are offering a minor in physics instrumentation or in nuclear physics, and so a special emphasis on those areas. We are going to give extra courses in that area, so people can do that. But if they want, they can also do something different. I can be doing BSc honors in chemistry, and I can do a minor in music. The university or all the institutes should allow that kind of flexibility. That as far as you complete a certain number of courses, you can get minor in music along with your and this major minor system is actually there in many countries. At the same time, doing a minor is not mandatory. So a student may only choose to work in a major subject, or a student may not even choose that. Student may take a liberal arts approach, where instead of saying I want to specialize in physics or chemistry or microbiology, student will say I want to take a degree in sciences. So I will take some courses in physics, some in chemistry, some in statistics, some in mathematics, many different things. None of them will reach 50% level, 50% of total number of credits. So I'm not specializing in one subject, but I want a degree in science, let's say. Or if a student says that I will take some 30% courses in physics, 30% courses in business management, and another 40% in say history, none of which reaches 50% level, and they are also from different disciplines, even that should be allowed. That in that case, student will get a bachelor's degree in liberal arts. So this all will not happen in 1 year, but eventually what NEP wants all institutes to go towards this goal, that this kind of flexibility should be there in the system and students should be allowed.
Sir, okay, in this, okay, I have a doubt. So what about the future? Means, can this person do a PhD in certain, means, okay, those who have covered the liberal arts?
Yeah, good question. So here the thing is, there will be very few people who would be taking career paths which require subject specialization. Most people, like even if you see BA people who are coming for BA or BCom or BSc, many of them would go for government jobs, which are like officer jobs, MPSC, UPSC, those kind of things, or they would go in banking. Those jobs don't require a subject specialization. So there will be people who want to study a particular subject, definitely will continue taking a major and taking more courses in that. But because of them, you should not force everybody else also to take that approach. If they don't want to take that approach, let them take. But we should counsel them at the beginning stage that if you do this, this will be your option. This will be open to you. This will not be open to you. So that counseling has to happen at the beginning.
For example, we have multidisciplinary courses. So finally, when it comes for example, like our education system, for appointments, okay, they are in trouble. So if they do,
yes,
they are in, so that's why I specifically asked this question. Means, okay, the students will be having interest in various fields and okay, they have freedom, they will choose. But after their master's or PhD, or okay, where they will choose PhD, which subject they can. Since after some time, maybe okay, after 25 years, okay, then only we are coming to our senses. So I want to do PhD in this particular area, but I did my degree in liberal arts. So okay, so that's not clear. Okay, I don't know. I'm just curious. That's why I asked. Thank you.
See, the thing is that I understand what you're saying. And presently, yes, most of the recruitment rules are very stringent about these things. But it is hope that by the time this first batch of students graduates from this new structure, most of these recruitment rules
Correct,
will be
correct,
modified to accommodate these
correct,
things.
correct, correct.
So right now, this first year, this new curriculum batch is in the first year. So we have a couple of more years and I think by the time government will take cognizance of this thing and modify the recruitment rules.
Okay, my question was that is there any plan which they have plotted, but is not.
It's not right now.
Okay.
Because see, this is all being driven by Ministry of Education, UGC and AICT and all those things. Those are not the bodies which design the curriculum, the recruitment rules. That is designed by DOPT. So there are some structural issues. I think so. Even within UGC, I will show you in later slide that sometimes one body doesn't know what other body is doing and so on. But this problem, I think, will be solved in near future.
And sir, another more thing. Suppose in this, suppose one student completed the certificate course, means 1 year he's completed. Then is there any maximum, means how many year there will be gap, means so after that he can join in diploma course or in degree course like that?
It can be a gap of maximum 3 years of break. So it is expected that the student should complete bachelor with honors. That is a continuous. It is 4-year course, but they should be able to complete in 7 years maximum. Is what is as expected. So they can take a break up to 3 years.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, I am still trying to understand clearly that how the graduates, for example, physics, will be different before NEP from the graduates after NEP.
Okay.
Because
part of it I will come. I will explain the course structure that time. I will come back to this. But the other major factor, as you can already see, is there will be a lot of opportunities for them to take courses outside the discipline. In the sense, if you take admission to a science graduation program, then you cannot take courses from arts or design. Then now you should be able to take that. There is one major difference. Otherwise, if somebody like me, if I'm focused on doing a course that I want to specialize in physics, that I have decided that this is going to be my career path, then from that, as far as the major subject is concerned, it is not going to be much different from what it was earlier. Except that earlier, second subject, third subject in the first year or the foundation courses, that structure will change.
Right. So if I study, let's say, physics with psychology, right? So do you mean that there will be another alternative career option for me to go in psychology? That's it, or are there any?
Yeah, if you take a minor in psychology, for example.
Yeah, initially you talked about banking sector and other jobs that they do not require lots of quantum mechanics and other courses. But even if I'm doing 3 years physics, then I will have to go through all the prescribed courses, right? Isn't it?
So there will be 50% of your total courses would be the compulsory courses in your major discipline, which is lot less than what is there in the current structure. In current structure, nearly 70% of the courses are the compulsory courses from your major discipline. That has gone down to 50%.
Yeah, no, but if you count 4 years, then I will end up studying all those courses which are being offered right now.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
you might, but I'm not sure.
So it looks that they have only increased 1 year. That's it for the honors. Because for other regular BSc physics, chemistry, mathematics, it is same as what we right now have, more or less. With let's say
let me just show you the year-wise structure, and then you can we can discuss it.
Sure.
Okay. So minor is the secondary area. Somebody said that you can do physics major with psychology minor, for example, or you can take liberal arts approach that not going with multiple subjects. So what kind of things student can do? As I already mentioned, one option is you take single major UG program. Like you already know, I want to do physics. I don't care about anything, all other disciplines. I'm laser focused on this one subject, or I'm laser focused on my biochemistry, or say microbiology. I can do single major UG program. 50% have to be from major, but there can be more also. So you can end up with 70-75% of the courses from the major discipline. Still 25 to 30% will still be from outside your discipline. But that is a route which person who knows what he or she wants can take. You can also take some interdisciplinary UG program. Like the institute may announce some programs which require inputs from multiple disciplines. So, for example, if you know about actuarial science is a discipline which actually helps plan the insurance companies how to design their schemes and things like that. So actuaries do that. And for that, they require understanding of stochastic processes from physics. They require to understand statistics. They require to understand economics, and they require to understand commerce. So if institute floats a course on actuarial science, then by design of that course, there will be courses coming from different disciplines. In that case, is 50% from one discipline will not happen, but it is understood because that is the nature of the program. So bioinformatics, for example, will require some courses from biology, some courses from programming. Together, they will form the major. So you will not get 50% courses from biology. You will not get 50% courses from programming or logic. Together, they will form more than 50%. That is perfectly fine. You can also have multidisciplinary UG program where the student chooses not to opt for a single major. And in the say within a discipline also you can do, like for example, life sciences program. You can have courses from botany, you can have courses from zoology, you can have courses from microbiology, and so on. And together they will constitute this more than 50% requirement. Not a single department will offer 50% courses. UGC documents also mention that students will be allowed to change their major within the discipline after first year. So if they take admission to BSc, after first year they can still decide if I don't want to do physics, I want to do chemistry, and so on. And that choice is already there in the system, in the old system as well. So that is not something new. Or if institutes can be flexible, they can also follow the US model, that students may be allowed not to fix on a major till end of first year. Now, this you have to be creative with the curriculum, but in principle, it is possible to do something like that. Now, after third year, the fourth year is this honors program. Honors program can be with research or without research. That with research option can be given only to those students whose CGPA, the total score, is above 7.5 after 6 semesters. Otherwise, you cannot give this research option. Let them continue with regular courses. And irrespective of whether they do original research or not, there will be a dissertation in the fourth year.
Sorry to interrupt you again.
Yeah.
Sorry. So what could be the logic behind this restriction that only those who have CGPA above 7.5 will be given an opportunity?
So the reason I think is that most of the undergraduate institutes right now have large enrollment as compared to number of faculty members. So if you have to offer original research projects to every student, the faculty members will be overburdened. So you have to restrict the number of research projects which can happen every year. So some criteria to be used, so they have put 7.5.
Yeah, but why only academic credits?
Yeah,
there could be some written
that we
test or
can
some
legitimately question. We can legitimately question that if so. See, typically this is a problem with our Indian education system, even at the entry level after class 12. So people would like to put some hard numbers which can be defended against a court case. So tomorrow, if you say that I know this student is a good student, although that person has not scored well in the exams, but I know this is a sincere student, that student has very good aptitude for research. Let the student take a research project. Somebody else may take you to court that this person was offered a research project, but I was not.
Yeah, it could be the reason.
So to defend against all those things, people prefer to stay with some hard numbers.
Right, thank you.
Even if you don't offer original research project, the students can still do a dissertation, which can be more about reading and understanding some research is already done, or some new topic which they have not covered in their syllabus. So this dissertation should start in semester 7, and a significant time in semester 8 should be devoted to it. The types of courses, they have defined multiple types of courses over in this bachelor's program. There's some core courses which are like deemed as mandatory by the institute. HEI stands for Higher Education Institute. So I will use this HEI many times. HEI stands for Higher Education Institute, which can be a college, it can be university. So core courses are mandatory courses. You can have discipline-specific core courses. That is, if I choose to do physics, say classical mechanics is going to be my core course, I cannot avoid that course. There can be minor, will have some core courses. If I say I have a psychology minor, then I have to do some basic psychology courses which I cannot escape. So, for example, genetics is would be a core course if minor is in life sciences. If no specific minor is selected, then this credits for minor can be used to take some multidisciplinary courses and some major discipline courses. And dissertation project is also a mandatory thing. It can be either research or reading, it doesn't matter, but some project is mandatory.
So dissertation should be based on the major, or it could be from minor also?
It can be also from minor. Typically, in most cases, it will be major, but minor dissertation from minor is allowed. If you have declared minor, then you can do that. Or it can also be interdisciplinary based on the combination of major and minor. Then there are elective courses. Elective courses is college offers a wide choice and student makes the choice. Now, there can be discipline-specific electives, like for example, some very advanced courses in your subject discipline may not be for everybody, but people can choose. Like somebody who is very much oriented towards theory physics will go for fourth or fifth course in quantum mechanics, something like quantum field theory. But somebody who is oriented more towards experimental physics may not find that interesting, or may find it too hard, and may not choose that. There may be some other course on advanced instrumentation in physics that would be more interesting for such a person. So each semester, in the advanced semesters, you can give this choice for people which course they want to do, and accordingly they can choose. Then there are generic electives, which are typically like your department offering some course for other departments. For example, introductory astronomy, because astronomy is interesting for many people, even if they don't do physics, they still find night sky interesting, constellation interesting, or they want to know what this black hole is because they have seen it in science fiction movies. It can be a generic elective for other departments, non-physics people. Or earth sciences or geology department can just have a course on rocks and different types of rocks and soils for people who are not taking geology. Or political science department can offer a course on types of governments. Or Marathi department can offer a course on conversational Marathi for people who want to learn Marathi. So those can be generic electives. There is something called skill enhancement courses. Skill enhancement is learning a new skill which will be useful for your career, like creative writing, social media marketing, statistics with R, and so on. There is also this internship to be done after the first year in summer and after the second year in the summer. And then you can claim credit for that in semester 3 and semester 5. If you do full-time internship in summer, for every week's worth of internship, you can get 1 credit. So maximum 4 weeks you can do, and you can then claim 4 credits instead of the regular courses. So you can skip those courses and they take 4 credits from this internship. It can be internship or apprenticeship or some project in some institute or some outreach where you do under some mentor and so on. Then there can be value-added courses which are not like career-oriented, but they enhance value of enhance your own life. In a sense, you take a course on constitutional values, you take course on financial literacy, then it is useful for your life, even if it is not directly useful in your career. And then there is this ability enhancement course. There's so many different types. Essentially, more or less, one can be like, what is ability enhancement? What is skill enhancement? It is matter of debate. But example given by UC is like learning another Indian language, for example, is the ability enhancement course. So now with many,
sorry, I have a question. This skill enhancement courses, do they need to come from the major or minor, or they could be entirely?
They don't have to. It can be from anywhere. All these ACC, VAC, AC, they can be from outside your discipline.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, the question which most people will ask is how to schedule all of these different kinds of things. And they would find okay, if I schedule some course here, will it conflict with some other course and so on. So IITs have already solved this problem long back. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. IITs have worked out how to offer many such courses within limited time. Is what they do is slotted courses. That is, courses are grouped like group 1, group 2, group up to group N. And so if I have 10 different time slots, I will make 10 groups of courses. And then if I say group 1 course, Monday 8:30 there will be one lecture, Tuesday 10:30 there will be another lecture, and Thursday 9:30 there will be a third lecture. Then it will be true for all group 1 courses. Similarly for group 2 courses, group 3 courses, and so on. So then what students can have to simply do, they know that, okay, मैंने group 1 का एक course ले लिया, now I can't take any more group 1 courses because they are all going to clash with each other. Then I will take one course from group 2, one course from group 3, and so on. And that is how I will choose my courses. That is the way in which we can keep working with these courses. And students find it much easier to work with timetable if you do that. I see that I have finished almost finished 1 hour, so I'll go a bit faster, then we can come back to questions. Is it okay?
Yeah.
So credit distribution, I read through some documents where they have suggested this. The core disciplinary courses, typically you should have 4 credits per course, and in 3-year degree program you should have 60 credits for the core disciplinary courses. In 4-year degree program it will be 80 credits for these courses. Then disciplinary electives, if you don't choose minor, you can add another 28 credits here if you want. But if you choose a minor, then it can be only 4 credits for the electives within discipline. Minor will have this 24 credits if you take 3-year, or 32 credits if you take 4-year UG program. Now, other courses will, the generic elective, some 9 credits, then skill enhancement 9 credits, value addition 6 credits, this ability enhancement 8 credits, and so on. At the end, total project is 12 credits. That 120 credits for the 3-year UG and 160 credits for. Now, how actually practically distribute this in different years? So I was checking, I found one UGC document. This is what they have proposed. But this I find not so suitable, because they are saying that disciplinary course, each course should be like 4 credit, and here I don't see this split as 10 plus 10. It cannot be split as 4 credit courses. Then you have to split 1 course. Similarly here, and so on. And then they have not that the document which gives this split doesn't talk about how to deal with minor and so on. So I gave a thought about this, and I have come up with this scheme. I will put these slides on the resource page later. So if you want, you can look at this slide later. So this satisfies most of the rules which are specified by UGC. This is one proposed scheme where, like, for disciplinary code, you have major subject. You can take, like, for example, 2 subjects to begin with in the first year, and together they each will have 12 credits in the first year. By second year, you can decide which of that you want to make your major, and other one can become your minor. And then major will have more credits in the subsequent years, minor will have less credits. And then you will have some generic electives, skill enhancement, value addition, language, and so on. Projects, some work has to be done in 7th semester, and major work has to be in 8th semester. So accordingly, credits will also be distributed. Most of the places have already implemented this scheme, which is now going to be uniform scheme for all the universities. The grades given would be like this: O, A plus A, B plus B, C, P, F, and absent. O is 10 points, 10 out of 10. A plus is 9, A is 8, B plus 7, B 6, C 5, P 4, and fail and absent both are 0. If student want to just learn something without actually opting for credits, that in addition to my regular courses, I want to just attend some lectures just for my satisfaction, then they can do so. And for non-credit courses, they will get grades as satisfactory or not satisfactory. So if there is you don't have to give this letter grade for that. Now, many people ask this question about how the raw scores, the absolute marks in the exam, should correspond to the letter grades. And what I have seen is most of the colleges in this year, they have specifically allotted some numerical marks range, that if a student gets more than 90 to 100 marks, between 90 to 100 marks, then you should give 10 points. If a student gets between some 80 to 90 marks, you give 9 points, and so on. Now, in principle, it looks fine, but we all know that in undergraduate, it is impossible to get like 90 marks out of 100 in most papers, like unless your papers are completely objective and so on. So there are some universities I know that which give 95, 97 kind of marks in even BSc final year, but most universities don't. For example, when we were students, or even till few years back, I know it was very difficult to get even first class in Pune University MSc Physics, because the department was very strict about evaluation. They were very fair, but very, very strict. So getting a first class was really difficult. Somebody who gets 60% in Pune University MSc Physics would be like worth the 10 points or 9 points. But on paper, the marks are only 60%. This can be a problem. Now, so that's why I checked whether this kind of thing, raw marks to grade point score, is it specified by UGC or it is just colleges which are doing it. So the only mention I found by UGC in UGC documents, they are just saying that if you are giving B grade to somebody, then the raw score cannot be less than 50%. And if you are giving B plus grade to somebody, raw score cannot be less than 55%. Other than that, they have not specified any such thing. So if some university or college decides that anybody who gets more than 75%, I'm going to give O grade, there is absolutely no stopping you from UGC. UGC has not specified any such thing. Now, other thing UGC has specified is for core courses and for dissertations, 50% of your examiners should be external to the institute itself. Now, other thing which I should quickly go ahead. So UGC, Minister of Education also introduced something called Academic Bank of Credits. So going beyond one institute, if you want to take courses from multiple institutes, you can use this Academic Bank of Credit. That is, you take a course from institute, the institute will inform this portal that such and such student with such and such student ID had taken a course, completed this course, and this is the grade that student got. And that gets deposited in the bank of credits. And then student, if that student is registered in some other institute, then he or she can tell the institute, see, go to the Academic Bank of Credits. I have already got some credits from some courses from other institutes. I want to take redeem those credits, and that should be allowed. So you can go to this portal abc.gov.in, and there some nearly 1,600 institutes are already part of this system, and some 2.43 crores of student IDs have been created. Who can award credits for this ABC? So all higher education institutes which have agreed to be part of the system can award credits, or also recognized portals such as Swayam, NPTEL, VLab, they can also award credits. And who recognizes deposited credits? Again, all onboarded HEIs can. To what extent? UGC says that students can avail up to 50 to 70% of the total credits from these other places. With up to 50 to 70% is maximum. University can also set its own limits, that we don't want 50%, we only will accept 30%. That is university choice. So to maintain course parity, UGC will prepare a model syllabus for all core courses. Maximum 20% deviation would be allowed in the course content, and number of core courses should be same for all HEIs. So for example, if you want to learn a particular course that is not available in an institution, like you are right now part of some college which doesn't have a commerce faculty, but you want to take a course in accountancy, then you can take that course via some other institute or a web portal and deposit these credits in this National Academic Bank of Credits, and then redeem credits in your institute. Or you change residence or take a break in the middle of program, doesn't matter. Your credits are safe in Academic Bank of Credit. They will remain there for up to 7 years, and you can redeem them whenever you want to restart, or wherever other place you want to start. Or
Sir,
yeah,
yes, sir. There was a comment by Sukesh. Actually, essentially, I think it can be related to this. So, I mean, okay, so that NPTEL portal can be used for our completion of the course.
Yes, if your institute is already part of ABC system, then your institute can recognize the credits deposited by NPTEL. Or for example, I said this group 1, group 2 kind of thing, kind of sorting happens, and then I realized that okay, I'm doing all my physics courses. So group 1, I had to attend a physics course, but at the same time there's a statistics course which actually I would have liked, or a mathematics course which I would have liked, but I'm not able to do that because I'm already busy in some other course. Okay, I can do the same course from some other institute or NPTEL, and I can take credit for that.
Okay, so that will be very much useful, because see, some students may not like certain faculty and things like that, but still they can use NPTEL sources and
yes, they can. Or
okay.
like some in NPTEL, some courses are taught by very famous teachers, and
correct.
So they can that they want to learn from what the teacher is saying. So fine, they can do that, provided your institute regulations allow that.
Okay.
UGC recommends that all institutes accept this thing, but still,
Sir, what
your
about
institute has to
autonomous?
formally make a resolution that yes, we accept this system.
Okay, what about autonomous colleges? They autonomous colleges.
Yeah. So autonomous colleges will have their own academic council. So they also will have to pass a resolution in the academic council.
Okay.
So students can't go and start demanding this as their right. Formal processes have to be followed. So just
Sir, my question was, okay, is there any direct correct policy which gives these kind of things? For example, the students can demand things, but do we have a policy?
so UGC is recommending that all institutes adopt this system, but UGC is not forcing people to do it.
Okay. Okay.
So this is recommended, encouraged. Maybe after 2-3 years they will make it compulsory. Right now it is not compulsory.
Okay, got it. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. So long-term evolution, how this is happening, I will just quickly go through. So in about 5 to 10 years time, all higher education institutes should be multidisciplinary, being able to offer wide variety of subjects. So present colleges can form clusters to offer wide variety of courses. For example, I was a student of Ruya College in Mumbai, which had only arts and science. Right next door, there was another college, Poddar College, which was offering commerce. So they can form a cluster so that students get more choice. Then they can find some engineering college in the vicinity who is willing to cluster with them, and they can also offer engineering courses. Then every student should get option to select all these from this wide variety: natural sciences, social sciences, humanities, commerce, business, law, engineering, pedagogy, and so on. And by 2040, student strength of each education institute should be in thousands. So this multidisciplinary should happen by 2030 is the vision. There will be 3 types of universities: research intensive universities, which are like ISC or ISER. They're multidisciplinary, they're focused on research, 3,000 plus students, but main focus is on research. Then there are teaching intensive universities like state universities like Mumbai University, Pune University, Marathwada University, and so on. They are focused on UG as well as PG teaching. Their research will also happen, but main focus is teaching. Again, 3,000 plus students. And then the autonomous degree granting colleges. Right now, many autonomous colleges, they don't award their own degrees. They do their own exams, but degrees still are given by the university. But now this autonomous colleges will be degree granting colleges. They will primarily do UG teaching. Research may happen, but may not happen. And they will have about 2,000 students. So single stream education institutes like only engineering colleges or only B.Ed colleges, they should either expand or merge or close down by 2030. That is what UGC's vision is. So expand, that is they open new departments; merge, that is to become multidisciplinary, they make clusters, or if they can't do any of that, they close down. There will not be any deemed to be university, affiliating university, no such thing. Each higher education institute is responsible for granting their own degree. And hopefully at least one higher education institute per district by 2030. That is the vision. And students, right now, in 2018, we compiled statistics. We found that out of all the population which is 18 years old are eligible to enter in first year undergraduate program, only 26.8% actually took admission to first year undergraduate programs, any type, BA, BCom, BSc, engineering, medicine, everything combined. Only 26%, 75% or 73% students did not go to undergraduate program at all. They had stopped education before that. So government wants that ratio should grow to 50% by 2035. That is, the number of students should get double to what it is there presently.
But interestingly, this UGC is inviting application from the eligible colleges for the deemed to be universities status. So,
yes, as of now, yes, but they will that is not consistent. They will have to change that soon. Okay, long term. This is going to be my last slide. Assessment methods, again, evolution. Long term, there should be multiple ways of assessment. It should not be like just exams which we are typically doing, but class test, assignments, classroom participation, term papers, summative exams. You can define many other ways also. Teachers typically in the long term will get autonomy about their own assessment systems, and hopefully, like what IITs, ICERs, they're already doing, your grades which you are awarding are not rigidly linked to numerical scores. You can, as I said, you can in principle decide that my O grade will be at 75%. It doesn't have to be 90%, and that will be acceptable. As far as your academic council accepts that, UGC doesn't have any problem with that. Okay. Questions?
Just like Gaur sir said in the previous slide, see, now the multimedia and various other things have come. So the kids, even they are using TikTok, YouTube, and things like that, they are getting money. See, earlier, parents used to force them to go to colleges. And right now, it is not there because they can earn money from various sources. So I don't know how we can increase that 26% to another percentage right now. Other ways, our NEP should force. I don't know. I'm just curious.
We as faculty members don't have to really worry about working towards increasing the ratio. Government will make sure in case we should be prepared to handle that. That is the point. Government will implement some schemes to increase that ratio.
Now we have other schemes so that you can start your business. Government is offering that. So the students need not mean the people after maybe 20 years means age 20 need not come for colleges. It's not needed. They have other options right now.
Yeah, basically the issue is that left hand doesn't know what right hand is doing. So some committee was appointed to come up with new education policy. They worked, they designed a policy. No other department was knowing what they are proposing. So they are continuing with some new schemes. So it will take some time, 1 or 2 years. People will take cognizance of these changes, and then they will redefine their schemes.
Correct. Actually, I was interested in this because I guess that new NEP is quite natural. But the problem is now after COVID, other media, everyone is going with the YouTube. They have their own channel and things like that. Even fishing and other things, everything, cooking, all sorts of nonsense. But there is no provision for improvement of the knowledge. So, okay, how can we improve that percentage from 26? I don't know. Now, in various, you are from physics. So now various colleges, they don't even have physics students for BSc. Means 2-3 students, less than 5. Okay.
So departments have to merge.
Yes, sir. I am from Kharagpur College, West Bengal. I have also seen means the reality and the policy means it is not going in time in synchronization, because suppose in the CBCS system started in 2017. CBCS system 17 start, and its first batch passed out in 2020. After that, there was 2 years lockdown. Then again started, but again new system, this major minor like this. And now what's happened in this time? So there is no school service commission, though recruitment. I joined in this college in 2001. So that time there was 30 seats only. Then it's increased goes up to 77 seats. Means up to 2015 or 2016. It was seats were 77 and 77 seats were filled. But now since from 2016 there is no school service commission. So in this year, only in physics, chemistry, math, only 20 to 25 students took admission. And in our physics department, only 1 student is coming in class regularly. So this is the reality. Means there is no student in Bengal. Means in Bengal, this is a Kharagpur college is a semi-urban college. In rural college, there is no student in physics. In many colleges, there is no admission in physics. I don't know. I have no idea about the whatever the other states. Then we are thinking this policy, but we are not. That is, we are not getting students. This is the real problem. As we are in the government job, that's why we are in job. Otherwise, we may be so sacked from the job. So reality is something different.
Yeah, what you're saying
That's it.
is true, but so right, this policy actually will force people, smaller colleges to merge with bigger institutes, to form bigger institutes. It will not. So then probably these problems, like I know some colleges in Mumbai, for example, they are also not getting students in their departments, but they are now offering more electives for the departments, and that way they are trying to solve the problem.
Means here colleges are running due to the art students and commerce students. In history, pol science, English, Bengali, there are several students, but in science, only single-digit students, or maybe maximum 15 students in physics, chemistry, math. For zoology, botany, it's okay.
For commerce, they have lot of batches for commerce, but physics you have only few. The science subjects, I suppose.
All the students going to the engineering. Suppose in Bengal, so 70 in HS, full marks is suppose 100. Out of 100, 70 is the theoretical marks and 30 is the practical marks. So in practical, they are getting 30 out of 30. And for 70, pass marks is 21, 30% marks, so 21. So those getting out of 70, more than 25, they are taking admission in the engineering colleges.
Yes. Yes.
Sir, I like to add something. In our case also, there are 2 private colleges which are closed down due to shortage of students. But it is not happening only for government. For private college, they cannot generate the revenue also. And these are the real facts. We are thinking that we can do this, we can do lot of option, but in reality, the students, they are not taking education. And once they will understand that if going college and taking this combination, there is no utility, why a student will get admit for those courses. This is just we are making it like our food. That I choose this, I choose it, but education, it is not happening.
What all of you are saying, I understand, and like even I have written in the past about these topics and all these problems. That although this is like in right spirit, but it will have a lot of practical problems. But right now, the purpose of today's thing is to explain to you what the system is going to be. Now, we all know that implementation is going to be very tricky in Indian scenario. Let's hope that the worst case scenarios which we are imagining won't come to reality. Let's hope the reality will be something better than that. Otherwise, yeah, you can actually just check. In the past, I have written on these particular problems separately.
Sir, even 5 years back, the students coming from Bengal, they are suffering because their policy was so tight. But okay, when they come to, for example, they come to Madras University, they had to write an entrance. They are getting very good scores. For example, okay, they are getting 80 out of 100. But their BSc mark is very low. But autonomous colleges and other systems, they are giving 1995. So these fellows cannot come, but they are good. Now, okay, you have addressed it in one of your slides. So I was just curious. Just want to know, okay, how we can just unify these dissimilarities all over India.
You can't, like, you can't unify. So that is a problem. And in Ross course systems, also people thought it will be easier to make parity, but as you said that some institutions, they are very liberal with marks, some other institutions are not. And even within the same university, some departments are very liberal with marks, some other departments are not.
I think the Bengal state, okay, they all over the state, I think it's the same. I don't know, same scenario. I don't know, but the students are getting good, less marks, but they are very good.
Yes. So these problems we also see. So now with experience, what we have started doing, for example, in our center for our PhD program, we tried to remove we actually removed the minimum cutoff for admission to PhD program, the minimum marks. If you have completed your degree, you write our entrance exam and you can join for our PhD program. That is a rule we have implemented at HBCSE, because we know this problem. That some universities are very strict with marks and some universities are not.
Thanks very much, Aniket, and thanks very much to all of you for participating.